Yeah, so I thought this would be a good time to tell you about the books that I highly suggest that you read. Now, book number one that is really a must-have, a must-read is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. That I would suggest be book number one. All right. There we go. Book number two I would suggest is Why the Rich Are Getting Richer, also by Robert Kiyosaki. Once you read those two books, you'll realize that people who are poor not because they don't have enough money. They're poor because they don't know how to handle the money that they have. I gotta bring that up this way. That's really important. Take a look at people who win the lottery, all right? People who win the lottery get their millions of dollars, then they lose it all. It's because if they don't know how to handle $100, if they can't handle their $100 properly, how are they going to be able to handle $1 million? Oh my goodness. This doggone jack. If they can't handle $100, how are they going to be able to handle 1,000? They can't. They'll lose it. So really what I'm telling you is that it really is a matter of how you manage your money. Now, after Why the Rich Are Getting Richer and after Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the next book I would suggest to you is The Slight Edge. Oh, heck. I forgot to crack the nuts first. The Slight Edge, which is another fantastic book. Really what The Slight Edge tells you, it's basically you put together a plan, you stick with it. You don't go to parties. When you study every day, stay persistent with it. Stay persistent with it every single day. Be relentless, don't give up. Look, if you eat a Big Mac, it's not a big problem. If you eat a Big Mac every day, it adds up. If you turn down that Big Mac every day, it adds up to where you actually start to see results. Now, I like this story. There's a woman who every day she waits for the next client and she puts in about 20 minutes of reading romance novels. 20 minutes of reading romance novels. Now imagine if she was reading books about proper money management, loopholes with the tax codes. She's reading all those books. How much do you think her bank account would change? Instead of reading romance novels, learn about love stories of people that don't even exist. I'm not a big fan of the whole reading about goblins and dragons and stuff. You're not learning anything. Another book I would highly suggest is The 48 Laws of Power. Now, a lot of people will trash it. That's all right. The book itself is fantastic. The book itself is fantastic and full of lessons that I've used myself, and they work. They work, and it's true. All the lessons taught in that book really are. You got to keep them in mind. I would highly suggest the 48 laws of power. Now, I was thinking about doing a story time like that for kids so that they could learn the 48 laws of power. But, you know, that would take time out of my day. And I could write it off as like charity work. What the heck? What's going on? I got caught up in the grass. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this up. Well, one thing you're going to have to learn is how to take care of your tools. And my truck is a tool. If you remember earlier on today, I was talking to you when an alarm went off in my truck. That was telling me about my tire here. I've been driving on a spare tire. Uh-oh. I need to go a little farther back, I think. Or more even ground. So I'm gonna have to do that. Make sure that I'm jacking up my truck on even ground. It's tough out here in the boonies doing that. You gotta be mindful of it though. I'm sure this thing didn't break. When I get it reset up, I'll hit you back up. Let me finish what I was saying. Yeah, so like I was saying, you gotta take care of your tools, you know. You gotta, it's a lot real easy, especially when you're struggling financially, to kind of discard these things that need to be done. But what's gonna happen is that you're gonna bust a tire, then you're gonna replace it with a spare, put off replacing it, put off replacing it, put off replacing it over and over again. And then your spare is going to break and you're not going to have any spare left. And then that's a real cost. That's a big expense because now you're talking about a tow truck, talking about a lot more of a mess. So you put off the repairs. Next thing you know, your cost of the repairs just compounded. So that's why I got to do this. Now there's something else I gotta do. Let's see how high my tire is off the ground. Still, you know what? Getting out on level ground is the most difficult shit, man. Because I'm not on level ground. That's about as high as it goes. If it gets much worse, I may have to move the truck around. Another fantastic book that I consider a must read is The Power of Positive Thinking. That one really is a fantastic book. You know, a lot goes into your attitude towards things. It's how people see you. How much do people want to work with you? It's something you got to think about. You know, if you're just going to sit around and be angry at people, that raises the pH balance in your bloodstream and causes cancer. Remember, everyone has people that they hate, really. But when you hate someone, who are you really hurting? Except yourself. Really, you're only hurting yourself. You're going to let that hatred stew in you. Here's another saying that I heard and I like. Oh, better grab the lug wrench. Another saying I heard that I like is that losers are focused on the past and on blaming others. Winners are focused on winning and they're thinking about the future and they're excited. So consider this. Are you a person who dwells on the past and blames everyone else? Or are you a person that thinks about the future and is excited? It's something to consider. Also think about the people you surround yourself with. You still look good. Think about the people you surround yourself with. Generally speaking, you're going to have a similar income level as your top 5 best friends. You're probably the same level of happiness as your top 5 best friends. Who are you friends with? Are you friends with a bunch of people who are bitter, angry at the world, mad because they're not where they want to be? Or are you a person who surrounds himself with excited people? People who are successful, people who are excited about the future, hopeful. I have a similar few friends, but quite honestly, over the last year or so, I haven't really had like any friends. Technically, I haven't hung out with any friends in like 5 years. I'm just focused on winning. I'm focused on success. I'm focused on winning. And you need to be. You need to be too. You need to do what it takes. I'll be able to hang out with friends eventually. I intend on it. But right now, I'm not where I want to be. Right now, I can't justify it. There we go. That was a frustrating lug nut. I just couldn't get it threaded properly. All right. Let's see what else. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, I guess there's not much else I had on my mind. What I wanted to tell you those things. See if there was any other books. You know, of course, the Bible, man. You really should have some kind of religion. You really should. And of course, as a Christian, I read the Bible. I suggest the Bible. It really is a must read. If you have not read the whole thing from cover to cover, do it. And if you really want good advice on how to live your life, it doesn't get much better than the book of Proverbs. They're just bang, bullet points. Bang, 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 bang. The book of Proverbs is good like that. All right. Also, a lot of people worry about all the things that are going on in the world of politics. I'm not going to tell you about Democrats or Republicans, but what I will say is that rich people don't care about inflation. Rich people don't care about who's in office. They really don't. So why do you? Because it affects you. And you don't have any assets. That makes you a person who spends, not a person who invests. Look, inflation's up. The market goes up with it because, after all, the market counts dollars. $1 million business, inflation goes up, it increases its prices to reflect that. Now it's $1.5 million business. Business owners don't care. They don't care. Look, Republicans get in office, you invest in oil. Democrats come into office, you invest in windmills. It's about knowing where the market's going. Where is the infrastructure bill being spent? You think Elon Musk cares about Republican or Democrats in office? I mean, he may care on a personal level, but his business, he'll be fine. He'll be just fine. You got to also know about your tax write-offs. You really should know about that. Your tax write-offs. Loopholes, they're called. But it is patriotic to not pay your taxes. That's crazy, you may say. It is not crazy. That's because the reason the government has tax write-offs is so that rich people can do the work that the government doesn't want to do. They give you a tax write-off on building windmills. That means you build the windmills. You get to make money off it, and you don't have to pay any taxes on it. Rich people don't care whether it's Republican or Democrats in office. They only care about where's their tax breaks. And they're going to take advantage of that. Let's see. It looks like I'm almost there. There we go. Check everything twice. This is probably getting to be a long video. Who knows? As is. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy. So now at this point, I guess there's really not much else to say. But I will ask you to please share my message. Press the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Comment. Tell me what you think. What do you like about my videos? What do you dislike? Here we go. She's coming down. So like, comment, subscribe. And also, if you like this video, you thought it had good content, you thought what I was saying was good stuff, you want to share the message, you go ahead and press share. Share it amongst your friends. Let them know you got a friend, Johnny Shotfoot. He's got something to say, and you got to hear this. That's right, I put on a lot of videos, man. I do. I put a lot more videos than most people on YouTube. All right. Done deal. Now I just got to put this stuff away, man. I got to tighten up these lug wrenches, these lug bolts too, these bolts. Like the real tightening. You know, the put your foot on it tightening. See how much it can, of my weight it can hold. There we go. That kind of stuff. So yeah, guys, keep in touch. Shoot me a comment. Like, subscribe, share, press a comment. Talk to you later, homeboys and homegirls. Later.